216-578-1007. To join us, 800-348-1007. 35192 if you want to send me a text. AlanCoxShow.com. Want to listen anywhere on iHeartRadio. You can watch the show at the website as well. Sunday morning, it's going to be the Week in Cox every Sunday from 8 to 10 a.m. It is 2 hours of the best stuff from the week, condensed down into a palatable 120 minutes just for you. And then right after that, 10:30, we get going. The Cox Out pregame right downtown. All the Browns home games, that's when we do it down at the Ivy, which is right at West 6th Street and Lakeside. They have a beautiful Indian motorcycle in the window there that we're going to give away at the end of the season, courtesy of Johnny K's Power Sports. I'm envious of whoever wins. It was truly a beautiful machine. And so it's up there. You can register for that all season. But we get going 10:30 Sunday morning until kickoff before every home game. And the food's great. And we got Bud specials. It's a blast. So I hope to see you down there Sunday morning. HBO is selling a cardboard box for people who live in dorm rooms or people who live with roommates in small spaces. It's just called the HBO box. Have you seen this?
No. What's the point?
It has
of it?
it has a little shelf inside, so you can put your laptop there. So you don't have to be bothered by people who are maybe noisy or doing things. You want to watch your shows. You don't want to be.
Or maybe they are my show.
What's that? Oh, you look at them from inside the box?
Wait, so like you put the box over your head?
There's holes for your legs.
Okay.
You put it over your torso. There's a little shelf so you can lie there in darkness.
This was a bit.
Watch your laptop.
I feel like this was a bit on a show, and I can't remember what it was from.
Really?
But this was like how you could watch things privately. It's like a sketch. Can't remember what.
I'm trying to find the clip because I know I had it. I feel like it was the same day as Kids Bop Karen was the HBO box. Because they have an ad for it, and it's just a British dude telling you about a cardboard box. But it's a real thing, and they're like, yeah, we're going to... I don't know if you have to register to win them. Got the HBO logo on it, the whole thing. But it's basically just a thick, corrugated cardboard box. And you can lie there in the dark and watch your shows. Yeah, here it is. So you can stream TV in peace.
When it comes to the dorm room experience, privacy is at a premium. Introducing the HBO Box. Featuring the latest in cardboard technology, we took a standard box and painted it black. Because not all cohabitants are compatible, and not all screens are for sharing. Impervious to the outside world, you'll remain blissfully ignorant to what's occurring in your dorm room.
Isn't this just going to be a whack-off pod?
Oh, yeah. Like, as I look this up, it says, HBO is giving you the perfect place to watch HBO.
Yeah.
Just enter and be transported to Westworld, Westeros, or an unidentified suburb. Also, there's a shelf. We're so excited to see what you do, or don't, in an HBO box. HBO Box is literally our middle name.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So it's a black cardboard box. The boxes are rocking, don't come a knocking. You see this box a-shaking.
HBO just...
You go to boxchallenge.com, I guess.
Is it going to be noise canceling? It needs to be noise canceling so you can't hear the...
Oh.
Such innovators they are. But, like, honestly, HBO changed my life.
HBO did?
Yeah.
How come?
I mean...
Because of Red Shoe Diaries,
I would say
Cat House.
The first porn I ever saw was Real Sex on HBO.
It's not porn.
It was porn.
They can't show porn on HBO.
Yes, they can, and they
hardcore
did.
pornography.
Nudity is sex to him.
I mean, softcore pornography.
I remember watching Real Sex. I remember exactly what it was. It was a sex...
but they didn't show penetration.
Yes, they did.
Really?
It was a sex class, and they were testing out different positions, what felt good for your partner. And that was the first time I ever saw insertion of anything.
Wow.
And then, years later, maybe like a year or two later, I discovered Queer as Folk on HBO. So
Showtime. Well, that was Showtime.
Yeah.
I thought it was HBO.
Nope. No. Showtime.
Okay. Well,
I mean, what? I don't know. Thank you to whoever texted me Jack in the Box. That's pretty good.
That's funny.
South Park did this years
South
ago,
Park.
somebody
That's,
said. Is that what it was?
That
okay.
is exactly what it was.
Then HBO's ripping off South Park.
Yeah.
dude's just like laying on his bed with his feet sticking out. What do they think people are going to do with it? Well, they need to have this for two, so you can like bang in your college dorm and like not have your roommate watch.
Well, don't you just do it when your roommate's gone? Like roommates aren't, and it was never a problem for me.
Sometimes you do it, but sometimes you come back drunk and your roommate's home, he's asleep, and you got to get it in.
Yeah,
and
I didn't come back drunk.
You can't always go to like. I remember my roommate. His girlfriend was really, really loud. So we lived in like a quad. So I would go to like one of my other like quad mates' rooms, and I was sleeping there. But it didn't matter.
Like she was like loud when they're banging.
We could hear her walking like up the steps to our dorm. Like that's how loud she was. And then when I have to go in, I'm like, "Hey, I need to shower." They're like, "Hang on a second." She's like, "Ow, you're hurting me." And then she'd grab the towel and then close the door and come back.
Loud noises!
But then other times, I would just be asleep and I just hear. I'm like, "Oh man!"
Yeah, they call this the Buddha box on
Is that what
South
it is?
Park. Yeah.
And luckily, we did not.
Hello, what are you guys doing in there?
Luckily, we didn't have our beds connected. Otherwise, he would have like shook my bed. I don't know why any dorm, like any college student, would want their beds connected. Like that's you're setting yourself up.
You
for
mean
failure
set up
there.
as bunks?
Yeah.
Well, because not a lot of rooms have room.
Yeah, but you can loft your bed, so then
Right. Well, that's what my son and his roommate did. Yeah, they did that
you
whole thing.
don't you don't want it to be bunk beds.
When
When
I was in college, they weren't that easily removed, so we were in bunks, man.
Yeah, no, you're setting yourself up for failure because either your roommate on the bottom is gonna be, doing something and you're gonna be shaking on the top, or even worse, you might get like sex crumbs dripping from the top. Like if your roommate's on top, so it's like there's no way. It's a lose-lose.
I roomed with guys who were not getting laid as much as I was. Actually,
Good
I
for
was getting
you.
laid a lot in college, but my roommates, they were nice guys, but they were kind of nerdy dudes, so it was never an issue for me. Freshman year, I was my roommate went home every weekend, like 35 minutes away. He lived in the suburbs, but every weekend he left after class on Friday. Came back Sunday night.
So it's not like I was to yourself.
It
That's
wasn't
nice.
like I was raging in the first place, but it's nice to have the room to yourself.
Yeah, have a little privacy.
He was a nice guy, but we weren't like super tight.
It's like the worst thing. You see a sock hanging from the side. Like if you're on the bottom bunk, you see a sock hanging down because someone's leg is sticking out. Like it's just.
I remember I was messing around with this girl who had a boyfriend, and she was a year older than me. And one of his boys lived across the hall. So I'd have to look out the peephole, make sure this dude wasn't coming back from the shower or something, because I didn't want him seeing her come out of my room.
Right.
It's like a whole thing.
Forget that. I was trying to live. Like I wasn't as bad as some of my roommates. Like I was respectful. We sent a text message like if we had someone there, like it was the 8 equal sign and then the
I didn't
capital
have
D.
texts.
Yeah, I know.
was in college in
I know.
1992, man.
And I'm like, if you walk in and see something, you see something. Like I
would have loved to have texts back then.
It'd been nice.
Pagers or something.
The one rule was amongst like our dorm was like, hey, no one in our bed without our permission, and that was like an understanding between the both of us. So if I had a guest come and stay, like if I had a hot guy and he had a friend that just was drunk and wanted to sleep in the bed, all I had to do was ask. But other people,
because you were rooming with a straight kid.
Yes.
So he had an extra layer probably of uncomfortability.
Honestly, I got really, really lucky because he was really cool, really liberal. He was a band geek.
Well, no, I don't mean being anti-gay, but I just mean if it's somebody who's used to bringing girls back, and anybody who would walk in and see two dudes in a bunk bed, there'd be a second where they'd go, okay.
Well, yeah, I
got to recalibrate my...
I actually never told him. He found out when a dude was in my bed, and he pulled me, he was like, you want to go to Rob's for breakfast? And I'm like, sure. I was like, let me ask him, blah, blah, blah. And he left. And he was like, "Hey, bro, did you have a little too much last night?" I was like, "Oh, no, Dan, I'm gay." He was like, "Oh,
Did you have a little too much last night?
Because I never too much penis last night.
I never told him I didn't want to have that
He thought you were
conversation.
dabbling?
I didn't want to have that conversation. I told my quad mates because I would always sleep in there. But him, like living together, I didn't want him to be weirded out, and I didn't want to change my dorm. So I just was like, if he find out, he find out. Hopefully he likes me first. Yeah, but he didn't see us nude or anything.
I didn't see us nude.
Like my roommate finds out. She's like, I'm not learning their names, Bill. And this is current day.
Sure.
I'm black and I'm gay.
That is your current roommate. I don't want to learn them names.
What's her name? Cora?
Never gonna see her again. Ooh, Grandma's a hater. So it's just like my roommates.
Yeah.
They were haters. They were like, "Oh, I'm never gonna see you again. I don't even need to learn your name." Say that right to the guy's face.
Hey, just put it out there. Hey, bro.
They're doing the work for you.
You ain't going to last. Yeah, that's right.
I would never D-block them. I never did. If anything, I would get them girls.
But that's
to
not
bring
D-blocking
home.
if you've already done it.
Grandma's
No,
always very cordial. She just would tell me later that there's no point in learning their names or getting too
I'm just saying,
cozy with them.
No, they didn't have to. Like,
And I never said you had to, Grandma. I was like, hey, they're coming over.
She's not putting
for me.
She's not putting them on her Christmas card list.
Yeah,
Is what you're
exactly.
saying.
people used to think like we would have break-ins because they were like, dude, I
We
just
had
saw.
break-
We know because they were like, dude, I just saw somebody go up the fire escape. I was like, he's for me, because I didn't want. Them
I don't know
going to
why
the
we
house.
keep. I don't know why we keep getting naked burglars in our dorm.
Yeah, I had the perfect setup.
Really well hung naked burglars keep breaking in.
My fire escape was legit. I was like, I
Fire
could escape for a
escape.
fire and I could get my men out without being bothered.
Right.
It was the best.
It was your mail route. MALE.
It was though. It's fantastic.
Wow. Hello.
Hello, Bill.
Oh, hey, who's this?
Bill, it's Wilhelmina.
Oh, hey,
You remember
Wilhelmina.
me?
Yeah, I do remember you. It's been a little while.
I haven't called in a little while, Bill. I was checking up on you.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening yesterday. You sounded awful.
Yeah, I was real hungover yesterday.
I felt so bad for you.
Yeah, appreciate that. It was not my finest hour. Or 4.5.
I still like hearing you, though. I felt bad. I was going to bring you over something, but I figured you're already taken care of.
Well, I appreciate your concern.
I heard you threw up in a garbage can.
I
Bill.
did. Puked right in the garbage can.
Oh, I feel so bad. That's happened to me before.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
From drinking too much?
No. Well, yes.
What
Not
was...
alcohol, but
Oh, really?
yes.
What'd you drink too much of?
Clam chowder.
You drink it?
I do. But the trouble is, I had too much.
Got it.
And I shouldn't have. I should moderate myself, Bill.
How many, how much clam chowder did you have?
Bill, you know a standard blender?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 6 of those.
Good Lord. That's a lot of chowder.
That's what I said when it was coming back up. Good Lord.
Yuck.
Is this ever going to end?
Ugh.
Oh, I tell you what. You haven't lived, Bill, until you had baby clams come out your nose.
I don't want to live. That is not something I want to experience, to be honest.
No, but I lived through it, and I learned something about myself.
What's that?
No more than 4 blenders full of clam chowder, Bill.
Why do you do it per blender?
Well, 'cause I blend it up.
Oh, to make it go down easier?
Yes.
Okay.
And come up easier,
Does
too.
it get a little frothy?
Yes. So does
Is
my
it still
clam-
warm?
So does my clam chowder, Bill.
Ugh.
Yeah, you see what I was doing. I'm getting ready for the weekend, Bill.
Oh, yeah?
You know,
You got
yes.
any
I wait-
chowder-based plans?
No, I wait for you to tell me when the weekend starts, Bill.
Oh, I'm about to do
Yes.
the Friday Get Down here in a few minutes.
What's that?
The Friday Get Down.
Oh, I don't know that.
Oh, no?
No.
Well, that's where
I
I...
thought you'd text me and tell me when the weekend starts. I was hoping.
Oh, okay, well...
But I don't have any. I don't have any chowder-based plans this weekend, Bill.
Well,
That's
maybe-
very funny. You're funny.
Well,
I hope you don't have too much to drink this weekend, Bill.
yeah, I'm going to take it
I
pretty
worry
easy.
about you. Okay, good.
All right,
I
thank you.
worry. Yes. And I guess that's it. I was just checking up on you.
No, thank you for calling in.
Did you empty out the garbage can?
Yeah, I think the maintenance took care of it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Why, you didn't want it or anything, did you?
Well, not now.
Not now.
Not if it's gone. No.
But
All right. Have a good weekend, Bill.
you do.
And I'll
Take it easy on the chowder.
I'll talk to you later on, all right?
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, Bill.
Take it easy on the chowder.
She's drinking 4 blenders full of chowder to keep from puking. Having clams come out her nose. I can't handle it.
Oh, goddamn.
Did you pull the clip of me puking?
I did, but it's not that clean.
Oh, no?
No. Because the Poundcake goes, "Whoa," or something.
I always run it. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Hold on. That's all I got. You coughing, and then it starts to hit the inside of the garbage can.
Ugh. Yeah, that's not very...
Hold on. No.
Yeah.
So I was going to mix it with like my puke sound effect and see if that would but I would be manipulating the clip.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well,
Just
maybe...
to get a nice tail on it.
Maybe something will happen where I puke again sometime on the show.
Yeah, good. Well, try to make sure it's a clean clip.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just should I put the splatter at the end of yours?
Nah, it doesn't sound
I don't
right.
I don't want to manipulate it.
Yeah, we like to do things for real on this show.
Yeah, I like a good organic vomit into a garbage can.
We're going to fake something.
That's right.
That little is really telling.
I know.
Though.
You
It's
can probably
really telling.
feel it in your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still not 100 today.
No?
No. I mean, I'm much better than I was yesterday.
You're not
and,
keeping
I'm
it
functional,
100?
But I am still like a little bit foggy in the
Yeah, I understand.
brain. Yeah. Not going to do that again.
Okay, do you want to do the Friday Get Down?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Everybody, have a drink, have a drink, have a drink on me. Everybody have a drink on me. Hey, hey, everybody drink on me.
All right, the Bill Squire Friday Get Down is brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey. The new Smokin' Bourbon takes the Bloody Mary to a whole new level. Next Friday, by the way, the 15th, they're going to be doing a distillery launch party for the Smokin' Bourbon, which sounds delicious. So Friday, next week, 5 to 8, they're going to be doing the launch party at the distillery for Cleveland Whiskey. Are you ready, Bill?
Let's do it.
All right.
Hey, it's Friday. It's been a long week and I need to relax. I need to feel good, and the best way to feel good is with some Cleveland whiskey going down my throat. Get that smoking bourbon down my gullet. It's Friday.
Have a drink, have a drink, have a drink on me. Everybody have a drink on me. Hey, hey, everybody drink on me. Brother Leslie, how?
Was it gullet?
It was gullet into Gallagher.
Ah, all right.
Gullet into
into
Gallagher.
Gallagher. All right. You go to
Got nothing
clevelandwhiskey.com if you want to see everything that they're doing. It's delicious stuff.
Great
by the
stuff.
way. Yes.
It's actually how I kicked off my drinking on Wednesday night.
Oh, yeah?
I had some of the Christmas whiskey.
All
yeah.
right.
Yep. That's good. That's good stuff.
I have never purchased. I was reading a thing on. They're really rounding out the cast of the Robert Pattinson Batman movie. So Colin Farrell is supposedly going to be the
Penguin, right?
Penguin. Paul Dano is going to be the Riddler. Robert Pattinson is Batman. Jeffrey Wright is going to be Commissioner Gordon. And they said that Andy Serkis is going to be Alfred.
Ooh.
Which is interesting.
I like Andy Serkis
Zoe
a lot.
Kravitz is going to be the Catwoman.
Yeah.
And I have never spent a lot of money. I'm not a Lego guy per se, but they put out a Lego kit of the 1989 Batmobile. The Michael
nice.
Keaton Batmobile.
Yeah.
This is one of these 3,000-piece Lego kits. You know, like they had the Millennium Falcon, and these are always, I used to, when my older kids were smaller, I would take them to the Lego store in Chicago. And I would be like, oh, we'll get a little thing. But it's almost impossible to get a little thing.
To get a little thing, and they are all like
They're all
$150.
super expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Well, this, though, I'm thinking of buying it. It's $250, which sounds ridiculous for a Lego thing, but it looks really badass.
I would get this.
The 1989 Batmobile Lego set is 3,000 some pieces. It's $249.99. 3,306 pieces. It looks rad.
You want to go halves and we'll put it together in the office? We just work on a little bit every day?
I'll do the front.
Yeah.
It comes with a Batman figure, Jack Nicholson Joker, comes with Vicky Vale figure. It's awesome. But then again, it's one of those things where I was like, where would I put it? Mm-hmm. I'm not like, I don't have toys
you don't have like
in my
a toy
house.
display.
No,
right.
I do not.
Yeah, this is something for later down the road when I have I can do a train set and I'll do a Lego set.
Yeah.
I'll have a train room, Lego room.
There you go.
Yep.
Here's my train room and my Lego room.
Little nerd boy.
Yeah, where are all your accomplishments, Bill? Well, let me show you.
Uh-huh.
Weren't you on the radio for a long time and you did comedy? Not worried about that stuff. Let me show you my Legos.
That's the old time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy, if you really want to spend some serious money, you can. The Lego Millennium Falcon is $800.
Good God.
It's 7,541 pieces.
So many.
And
I don't have that attention span.
I think it would be fun to slowly put something, like when I was a kid, and I almost forgot about it until somebody reminded me. When I was a kid, I liked making model airplanes. I just did.
But that's cool, though.
I can still smell the glue. Yeah, but what do you do with them? Like, I liked models as a kid. I always had model glue on my fingers, and but what do you do with them? My parents probably have them in a box somewhere. That Millennium Falcon was $800. They also sold the Star Wars Imperial Star Destroyer. If you're a real Star Wars nerd,
They got the Death Star.
yeah,
They have that.
That's also the Star Destroyer is $700.
Good God.
4,700 pieces.
And they're huge.
They're huge. But that Batmobile from '89 looks badass. So who knows? If you're a Star Wars and or Batman nerd, there's a lot of ways you can go with Lego. And by the way, kudos to Legos for taking something that should not be expensive at all and coming up with these intricate sets that you have to put together if you want it to look cool.
They're so cool.
And charge you $800 for them.
And I would do it.
I don't know how well they sell, but
I think they sell really well. I think there's a lot of people that want those. They set it up and they make a display for it, and
they must.
They're all into it.
Okay, I'm going to break here for the last time. If you want to get the last word in, send me a text, 35192. Cavs pregame set for 6:30. And then they're in D.C. tonight. They'll start up against the Wizards at 7 here in MMS.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio